Hey guys, I'm Marcus,
Leo,
and we're from Big Time Super Friends, and this is our Rob Zombie's 31 movie review. Alright, let's just talk about the plot here. Now, the plot is pretty straightforward. It's a game show revolving death.
I wouldn't call it a game show, but
I mean, they don't win grand prizes in this business.
They win their life, dude. Okay, life.
You get a brand new car.
You get a new take on life. It's philosophical. It's deep.
It's literally, the plot is these guys, these group of friends get kidnapped, and the entire story is they have to survive 12 hours of just people trying to kill them, essentially. Now, as far as the characters are concerned, we have a lot of unique-looking characters here. Which one did it pop off in your mind?
I gravitated more towards Doomhead. Doomhead's... I'll get into that, but Doomhead had the most compelling character. He seemed, just acting-wise, I think he had the most chops of them all, or just more convincing acting.
I think he delivered his lines way better than all the other... I'm just going to call them villains for now.
Yeah.
But all the other Doomheads, Psychoheads, Schizoheads, whatever the head. But...
They might lose their head. All right, they might lose their head.
But they were very out of all the villains are named something head, right? And Leo's right. Doomhead did deliver his lines way better than all the other heads.
Sickhead was pretty cool.
Now Sickhead was my personal favorite because he was the most unique out of all of them. He was midget, little people.
He was half a person, all right?
Yeah. He was a small person. Mexican, right?
He's not Argentinian to me. Okay?
Well, he was Hispanic descent, and then he's walking around like white power, big swastika on his chest.
A fan of Hitler, okay? A fan of his work.
Definitely a fan of Hitler. But he was more interesting. He had the Raphael size.
Switchblades, okay?
That's what they're called.
The cuchillos, okay?
He was, and I think I do believe, other than Doomhead, I think he lasted the longest. Like, he had more screen time.
He did. Out of all of them, he had the most screen time. But
now, like, Doomhead's yours, yeah. Sickhead's mine. They all did an okay job. Now, what I liked about all the characters is they were all kind of unique, right? They were weird.
Yeah, they were all eccentric. I mean, they all had their gist, you know. They had a way of doing things. They were known for this. They were known for that. They had their own weapons. They would choose to I guess, off the game contestants.
Now, was there characters aside? There was a lot of. Now, Leo will disagree with me on this one, possibly, but there was. I did enjoy the cinematography, some of the scenes, the way they laid it out, the way they filmed. Aesthetically, I loved the setups, the characters. They all looked uniquely to their own kind of character or personality traits. But you mentioned earlier that you didn't. I don't know. Some scenes didn't hit you.
Well, just like some setup shots, like when you would see inside the mansion, if you call it that, with like the purple pink lights. It just, I don't know, it was like the setup of that shot felt a little weird. It took me out of the scene when I saw it a few times. I don't know if it was a camera work or not, but just a few times I got taken out of the movie.
Now, I do see where Leo's coming from, because I did notice some of those shots too, but it just goes to personal taste, I guess. To me, it didn't bother me, but to others, it'll just stick out.
It sticks out.
Now, as far as the likes of this movie, or what are the specific things that you tend to gravitate?
I just like it's a survival game. I mean, one of my personal favorite short stories is The Most Dangerous Game, which is a story about a man that gets taken to a personal island, and this rich guy, I guess, hunts him down. So the hunt of a human from another human is kind of I like that sort of a game, if you will. I like playing those games. No, it's just a cool twist, you know, on a survival. Is there any other twist?
No, there's no twist whatsoever.
No, not in this movie. But I guess just trying to survive being hunted by other people. You know, you don't know what you're gonna get next. The first person's a little person, and then next you get two people.
Two clowns.
Yeah, two clowns with
two
chainsaws.
friends.
It's like, what weapons are going to come into this game? And the whole time I was watching it, I was thinking, oh shit, what else do they have to survive now?
Yeah,
weapon-wise.
This movie this movie reminded me not as elaborate as like The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but sort of. That's kind of, you know, he was part of a game,
right,
and he had to survive all these different characters, and he had to, you know, make it to, I don't think he had a time limit, though. He just had to cross the finish line or something. But any negatives that you just kind of like, you know what, this movie...
Okay, well, the movie's good in the sense that it's just a cool... These people are trying to survive. They're probably all not going to make it. Spoiler alert. They kind of don't.
Yeah, maybe that's debatable.
Left to interpretation. Okay, but still, like, it's, you got to survive. So, I really liked aesthetically how this movie was shot. I liked the intro scenes, the first monologue. My God, I love that part. Yeah,
really, really good.
So, aside from like the certain dialogues and monologues that were going on in the movie, and a few of the actual kills. I didn't like the fact that it was just like, hey, you're in this game now and you got to survive. Like, surprise, bitch. Like,
yeah,
you know, you're in this game. It survives the name, right? So
now for me,
I didn't really.
So that's the thing that you just.
I guess, yeah. It seemed too. The plot wasn't thick enough for me there. It was just like, oh shit, yeah. Okay, now they're gonna survive. Okay, I'm watching a survival movie, I guess now.
You guys will also notice that too. But my gripe was. Now, Rob Zombie is used to putting his wife, I think her name's Sherry, she does okay in his films, but in this movie, I saw right through her performances the entire goddamn time.
Yeah,
and it was like she would just deliver a line and it wasn't there. It was only until the last 10 minutes where I actually started liking the character.
Yeah, once she got put through everything she got put through. She became more interesting.
Yeah, once she went. By the way, I know we're like too far in, but spoiler alerts. Okay.
Spoilers.
I'll put the spoilers thing at the like a little like,
at the end of the whole thing. Oh my bad, I forgot to tell you.
By the way, this is spoilers.
This is a game 31.
But the one I started liking her as soon as she exited the sewer. It looked like the sewer.
Yeah, the tunnel.
The tunnel, and so. Her performance up until that point was like dead.
Throw it away,
dead. Yeah. But after that, it was pretty good.
Well, which is actually interesting because in the game, there's odds put on every player, and her odds were the worst to begin. She was like 500 to 1.
500 to 1.
And then after like 2 rounds, she went down to like 400 to 1, and then it was like,
I think the lowest she got is 300 to 1.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm just like, how do they come up with these? Well, that's beside the point. I'm like, whatever. They put odds on these characters.
But because of that kind of like, I kind of knew she was going to make it somehow, sort of.
She just happened to be 500 to
the worst
1.
odds. Yeah, she's going to die first. No, it's not.
No.
It doesn't always work that way.
And I don't think Rob Zombie would kill his wife first. Like, she's going to definitely make it to the end.
But she did go through a lot. I mean.
Well, she didn't do much, really. Well, okay.
She did bat some people down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. She hid from a... But
she ran out of gas with the chainsaw.
But her character actually, towards the very end, from beginning to end, her character did have the most improvement.
Yeah,
because,
she evolved, right.
Yeah, because in the beginning, she was so terrified. She's hiding in a toilet, like standing on top of the toilet, just kind of like not even being able to do anything with a bat.
Hello.
To all of a sudden just bashing motherfuckers.
Hello.
Sickhead had some of the most funniest lines, and they were all half Spanish, half English.
It was almost all Spanish.
They were so great.
Yeah.
I still remember him walking down the hallway with keep in mind, he's powdered up.
He's got a swastika
on his chest.
Here.
Raphael Sinai, right?
And
he's walking around down the hall, a creepy hallway with a bunny hat, and he's knocking on doors. I'm like, just like little
he knows where you are. You're right in front of him.
Exactly, and he'll just fuck with you, just mind fuck you, and then kill you. But man, he's my favorite character for sure. Now thinking about it, out of the whole movie. Now, again, spoilers possibly. Do you think she actually died at the end, or no?
She died. I mean, he had the knives. She just had fists, you know.
Yeah, but
she looked really, either she was like really in shock because of everything she went through, or she had really been gassed by being choked out by him. Because he choked her almost till she passed out, and then he let her go, and then he was about to stab her, and then drop her weapons. So,
yeah, but like while they met in the road, right? I'm just thinking. I always follow the rule of if I don't see it happen on the screen, it didn't happen.
okay,
So
I can agree with that.
Because in case they make a sequel, I'm not going to be. They're not going to make a sequel, but in case they do, like I wouldn't be surprised if like, oh, she definitely is like, oh, she definitely survived. That's why she's here in this one. But whatever. Now, favorite possible scene that sticks out in your mind?
I think the beginning scene, the monologue.
For me, it's with the same character, Doomhead, but it's in the middle of the movie. He's fucking this hooker.
Oh yeah,
and he's going fucking crazy.
He's got Nosferatu playing in the background.
Yeah, he's going
metal
fucking
music.
Crazy. He's going cream pie style.
He's going for broke, man.
But it's only my favorite scene, not because of the sex scene, but the interaction and the dialogue between him and the hooker.
The hooker, yeah.
That is what made it kind of memorable for me. He treats her like shit, by the way.
Spoiler alert.
So, ratings. Scale of 1 through 10.
Okay.
And would you recommend it?
It's not a bad movie, but it ain't good. Okay, so for me, it's enjoyable. I guess if you like horror slasher films, it's enjoyable. There's some nice kills in there, but it's not. The scenario seems a little too far-fetched to me.
Okay.
So it kind of takes me out of enjoying the entire movie. I was just more watching and waiting to see what else gory was going to happen or come my way. But I give it a 6.
6. I'm gonna go around the same lines. It's a very if you're a Rob Zombie fan, you're gonna love this movie. If you're not a Rob Zombie fan, you just typically don't like his work, like Devil's Rejects or House of a Thousand Corpses.
I like both those. Yeah.
Would you say they're kind of similar, though?
It's similar.
You know?
I discussed this with you in the beginning. I thought that this movie was going to be exactly like House of a Thousand Corpses. You get taken alive, and then you got to survive. However it is that you survive. And it pretty much was that, except for the fact that this time around they're in a maze, in like an industrial complex. So, but
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Would I recommend it? Yes, only if you're a Rob Zombie fan or if you're just a gore fan.
Yeah,
you get your rocks off.
Enjoy it.
Anyways, on that note, thanks for joining us. I'll see you next time.